Yeah, man. But that's all of the main articles I got for you. But I know you had a big article that you wanted to get to about. I guess it's not even really an article; it's more like a React
Yeah.
content
Yeah.
of a list
Yeah.
of what's been going on with EA
Listen,
games.
I think it's we don't do this often, Mike, but I think it's time every now and again just to throw in an article just so we can
Yeah,
talk about some history of gaming or like some fun topic to discuss. And Game
yeah,
Rant really does a good job of just throwing together lists of just
they really
games
do.
or whatever. There was a couple to choose from this week. I decided to go with this. We're gonna see what the best EA games from every year in the 2010s was. So just going through all the 2010s, 2010, 2019, all that. We're gonna see what the best games were because
Can I
I
take a
know.
couple of quick guesses?
Oh, go for it, dude.
So there's going to be at least a FIFA game.
Gotta be.
20, I think it's going to be 2013 or 2014 FIFA. That game is
Oh
phenomenal.
yeah.
I think it's 2013. The next one is probably going to be. I kind of want to say Star Wars Battlefront because it was such a good financial success, and I don't know the metric in which they're going with here.
Yeah.
So that's a bold prediction here. Maybe we'll see a Star Wars Battlefront game. And obviously, they own Battlefield, do they not?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So Battlefield's going to make an appearance for sure.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I mean,
What's your
I
early
mean,
predictors?
Battlefield is shown here. Dragon Age is shown here. Maybe some Dragon Age, possibly. I think yeah, that's true. Battlefront's not bad. Like I don't know, like I know Apex. I mean, Apex was 2019. I mean, I would think maybe that could be a
Apex
2019
got to be
game.
on there, yeah.
Um,
Titanfall was like 2014, wasn't it?
yeah, that was when the Xbox One came out. So yeah, yeah, around then
Jeez,
could be.
old.
So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna go through the list. I'm excited for this. I want to see like and just full context. We're going into this blind. I didn't look at this. Mike didn't look at this. We're just
Nope.
we're going one at a time here. We're gonna see. So
Oh, they're going off Metacritic. Oh
okay,
snap!
okay,
So it's
okay.
not it has
So it's
nothing to
like
do with sales.
legitimate critical. Okay, critical acclaim.
Okay. Let's go.
All right.
I'm excited.
So, whilst EA is known for a good number of years sports games, they also produce a whole host of other games across multiple genres, spanning from the likes of adventure, horror, RPG, and more. Whilst players have often had mixed feelings about EA, they have brought gamers a fair share of decent titles as a publication. Founded in 1982, the studio has only increased popularity and is easily one of the most recognizable names in game development. Lasting over 40 years in the industry, as EA continued to grow, so did its catalog. 2010s were no exception, as EA released a vast amount of games, including some truly memorable experiences for players. While why not read it below and see what the year standout titles were? So we're going to start off 2010, Mike. Mass Effect 2. 2010.
Not that shocking now that you think about it. I didn't think it was 2010. I thought it was 2009.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I thought it was too. I felt like it was earlier than 2010, but yeah, I guess Mass Effect
January,
was, yeah.
early January, well, late January of 2010.
Yeah, it was like right at the start of 2010.
official-
Yeah, action RPG.
It's a high Metacritic. 96,
I mean, yeah,
bro.
96 Metascore. That's pretty good.
Oh,
I mean,
It
Mass
was,
Effect 2,
yeah.
man. Like, I mean, the trilogy has since come out. Yeah, it's like it's kind of a big thing. And Andromeda was Andromeda. We don't necessarily need to talk about Andromeda. It was a flaming pile of garbage, but the first three games are really good. So yeah, so 2010 goes to Mass Effect 2. So 2011, to continue on, was Dead Space 2. I didn't even think about Dead Space. Oh man,
I didn't either, man.
Oh, that's
yeah.
EA. I forgot about that. I guess Visceral made it, but EA published it.
That's the thing. It's like EA is so big and they publish so many games. It's kind of interesting. Like I completely forgot. To me, I would have been like, oh, that's just Visceral Games. EA published it. Oh crap. Okay, I guess that is an EA game.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Dead Space got the remake recently, so that's kind of seen the light again. But it's crazy. This is also another January release. It was January 25th of 2011 when this came out. So it's like you got some early year bangers coming out. Kind of interesting. But yeah, nice survival game. Yeah, but yeah, it's a couple of things. Dead Space 2 is everything James Cameron's Aliens was to Ridley Scott's Alien. Is what they describe. I thought they described in the article.
Fair.
That's pretty fair. But yeah, a really solid survival horror game, and I feel like it's kind of there's not too many survival horror games, so if you want to check out, it's probably Dead Space. 2012.
90 score is good.
You didn't even think about Need for Speed, Mike. Need for Speed, most wanted.
You know why I didn't think about Need? So I played all of the Need for Speeds. I absolutely love them. I've seen the movies. I'm big into it. The reason why I wouldn't include EA on like the top game on here and you're gonna notice this, I'm sure of it. EA had their own servers for freaking ever, man. I think they still have their own servers. So it was like you would log in if you're an Xbox Live player. I'm sure it was the same thing with PlayStation because PlayStation has their own PlayStation Network, right? You would load in the game and then you were forced to get off the Xbox Live servers, which were good at the time, not so much now, but they were good at the time. And then you'd switch over to EA only servers and they play like trash, dude. It was like the worst online experience ever. They were trash. And that's why I wouldn't even think of Need for Speed because I was lagging all the time and there was collisions in the game. So you'd
Yeah.
lag into people or they would like lag into you and bounce into you and you like shove you off the map. It's terrible.
Yeah, bad experience nonetheless.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing about this is the amount of platforms Most Wanted came out on Need for Speed.
All of them.
Android, iOS, PC, PS3, PS Vita, Wii U, Xbox 360. It's like seemingly everything. Yeah, it was like the height of all those platforms.
It was a good game though, dude. It was such a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I don't even think that is that screenshot even from the game. Yeah, no, it's not. I thought they would have took the infamous BMW M3
oh yeah,
like box art that that game was phenomenal. They made the movie off of this game.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Sure. Need for Speed Most Wanted gameplay is a true open world racing experience. Remember, cars were discoverable from the get go.
Yep.
The city was a great urban playground to explore. You remember this, Mike?
I remember vividly. I remember driving around drifting everywhere. It was a great game.
Great game. Great memories. Besides the online experience. But anyways.
Yeah.
2013 was Battlefield 4. There you go. Battlefield game making the list.
You know it's going to be on here at least another time.
Yeah, I mean, Metascore was 81.
Not good.
Yeah,
goes back to what I was saying about the servers. I'm sure of it, dude.
Yeah. I remember I remember Battlefield 3 was really good. Then Battlefield 4 came out, and it was like I think that was kind of arguably when it sort of peaked, I think, because you had like Battlefield like that 1 or something like that. I think was the next one where it was like the old school like,
World War
yeah,
One.
like World War One. I mean, there was that. I mean, Battlefield 4 I feel like was like from a modern setting, I feel like that was where it was like that was it. It was Battlefield 4, so
they had destructive elements. I think the meta score is so low because if you can see the platforms here to remind you, it came out on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, and PS4. And when those elements in the game were like falling down, like the skyscraper toppling over, like all the different things that you could have happen, those consoles, the older generation consoles, were struggling. So I'm sure that some of the players might have been like, "Nah, this ain't good."
Yeah,
but there's always superior experience on the newer gen.
Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate timing between generations at that point. So it's like I think the game may have suffered a little bit trying to appease both platforms, but I think But yeah, I mean overall, it said they deliver some of the best maps that fans of the series have played with, large scale battles.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
New modes exactly too.
Yeah,
you know?
And the article actually says it didn't quite hit the same heights as Battlefield 3. So yeah, I mean Battlefield 3 I remember was huge.
That was crazy.
Yeah. But
great story too.
But yeah, it did have a really good story. I remember like some of the opening scenes in that. It was like seeing that the first time. I was like, whoa, like, this is crazy.
Dude, it came out on Game Pass not too long ago. 4 years ago, and I played it all the way through in a matter of like 2 or 3 days. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. I was so excited. I went to multiplayer. There's still people playing it. Really cool.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that was the 2013 game. 2014, Mike, Dragon Age Inquisition. Like I said, Dragon Age game. I expect
another BioWare.
Yeah, Inquisition. I feel like it's one of the better ones that like came out. I feel like in the Dragon Age series. There's Inquisition. I think Dragon Age Origins was another like really big one. Inquisition though, it was kind of like again, it was sort of cross generation. But yeah, it says the game was truly an RPG fan's dream, as it was one of the few great games that cast players as nobody, who they could sculpt into the adventure they wanted. The game featured an incredible campaign filled with lovable companions and great gameplay mechanics that kept RPG fans and casual gamers alike hooked for months on end. So yeah, a good solid RPG, Mike. And
wild.
Yeah, I didn't play too much Dragon Age, but yeah, 85 Metascore. There you go. Not a bad game. We move on to 2015, Mike. The year I went to college. It's crazy thing about it. Battlefront, baby. That was your 2015 game. I love the Metascore though, 73.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. The first one wasn't that great, but it was just awesome to see everything come back.
Yeah.
Like when it came out, it was like it looked gorgeous. It was really cool. And then Battlefront 2 came out shortly thereafter, and it was equally fantastic. But it took a lot of time to get past the microtransactions and the servers that I mentioned before. But it's still as good as the games were, they never lived up to the original, which tough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty tough, huh? Um, yeah, a little bit of the article says while there were some issues with Star Wars Battlefront, such as the fact that it lacked a campaign mode and a pure focus on the original trilogy only, the sheer amount of detail placed within the game didn't stop players from having a blast across various iconic planets in a galaxy far, far away. Yeah, no
Star
campaign.
Wars hits, dude.
Crazy. But hey, if anyone were to make a multiplayer Star Wars game shooter, make it DICE, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2016, we see Titanfall 2, which is kind of had a bounce back a little bit too, especially recently.
Yeah, it did a couple of times. Yeah.
I mean, Titanfall was Titanfall, you know. I feel like that game came out, a lot of people played it. Titanfall 2, I felt like it was like, yeah, it had a nice kick at the beginning, kind of died off, but then it sort of came back, you know, more recently. And it says, the article says, Titanfall 2 is perhaps one of EA's greatest ever shooters. Still, it was almost dead on arrival due to its release schedule, dropping the sci-fi shooter not only the week after Battlefield 1, but also the week before Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And Infinite Warfare was arguably one of like the worst CODs in my opinion. So it's like,
yeah, agreed.
Even with the advantage of the sequel launching on multiple consoles, unlike its predecessor, Titanfall 2 became a cult classic, and for good reason. Respawn Entertainment not only created a fresh campaign for the shooter, but it also was one of the best shooters in the first-person shooter. Best stories in a first-person shooter to date. The levels were so well designed, and the story allowed players not only to experience a great narrative, but also learn the ropes ready to take the fight online. The Titan gameplay was better balanced, and shooting was perfect, and the movement mechanics were so incredibly addictive. In short, it wasn't just EA's best game in 2016, it's also one of EA's best games to date. Dang, they're praising it. Okay, I like this. I mean, hey,
I think that's fair.
89 Metascore.
Those are all very fair. Yep.
We're working with the banger here. And that movement and the mechanics of that game were later moved on into Apex.
Smooth.
I mean, it was so smooth.
Yeah.
And used a lot of it in Apex. Yeah. Very Titanfall 2. True banger, you know. Respawn out here. Respawn, one of the like there's like DICE, which is great FPS, but then you got Respawn, who just like it's Respawn.
Yeah, I mean they're good. Respawn's really good.
Yeah. We move on to 2017. Here it is, Mike. Not what we predicted the year-wise, but hey, FIFA 18, 2017.
I know why, okay? You might not know this or might not remember this, but because you're actually just recently got into the world of football. Soccer.
Yeah, I will say, I played FIFA 13 because I got really into like KSI videos and stuff like that, like way back in the day, and like a lot of those FIFA creators. And I had like friends that were playing it, so like I got into FIFA 13, but then after that I stopped playing like after 13.
Okay. Well, as you can see, they're showcasing Cristiano Ronaldo in his Real Madrid, like when Real Madrid was basically on top of the map. At the same time, a lot of people argue that this is when Cristiano Ronaldo was in his peak. The 2016 season, he ended up winning the Euros with Portugal. Unbelievable accomplishment for that to happen. I consider that way more astonishing than Messi winning like what Copa America or whatever it was, not Copa America, Common Bowl. It's just phenomenal. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it, and I also think it's at the same time when Messi's super popular, and all of that combined with just EA making a quality sports game. It's like, dude, this is when it all comes together perfectly. Reality of like the players that you're trying to play as in the game and the quality of the game being launched by EA.
Okay. Yeah, they said it was off the back of FIFA 17, which had a nice, well reception. Gabe continued to build on that success, adding a new chapter to the newly introduced story mode of Alex Hunter, as well as continuing to improve on modes of the game, including the ever-present Ultimate Teams. It was still a great soccer experience, even if the game tended to heavily favor the thrill of attack, making the defense aspect of the game weaker than it should have been. It's hard to deny that the game didn't quite live up to the standards set by its predecessor, but it was still a great game that managed to hoist itself up to be EA Games' best game in 2017. Okay.
Yeah, not
Just a
bad.
little,
Not bad.
not bad
Still a
at all.
Metascore of 84, but then we plummet on number 2.
Oh man, 10 best FIFA games ever. There's also another article. I just really want to dig into the weeds. Yeah, number 2, A Way Out, 2018. I'm actually kind of surprised by this. I mean, I personally really like A Way Out. I played most of it with a buddy of mine. We still have yet to finish it. But it's I don't know. It's one of those games similar to, like I said, Hazelight Studios made it. It's it's It Takes Two team. I think they make really good like companion games. So you just
Oh, they
hop
do.
on person.
Yeah.
They're one of the few studios that consistently makes these kind of games too. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's really. I just love how creative it is. It's outside the box, So I like those kind of games. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Mike? You played A Way Out?
I have not, but I have seen plenty of what's it called? YouTube like streamers getting together, and then I think I saw actually Ludwig playing it.
Okay.
Maybe he did like a playthrough. I don't remember if it was him per se, but I do remember it being very entertaining just to watch.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a very interesting idea, and you've talked highly of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a great game. It's one of those things like I feel like the games that Hazelight makes is very much like if you're trying to get people into video games, it's a good way to like have like your partner or like a friend who maybe doesn't play games. Like if you want them to check something
Yeah.
out, it's like a good introductory, I think. So it's kind of it's my opinion on those games. But yeah, 78 Metascore. I mean, I could see it. I would rank it higher, but that's just because I like more narrative focused kind of even co-op narrative focused games. I feel like for the most part are good, and I think the story's pretty good. I don't think it's like terrible or anything. So 78 is not bad.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool though that that A Way Out actually was significant enough for the people reviewing this to be like, oh yeah, that was probably the best game they made in 2018. So I'll take it.
Yeah, but it only has a Metascore of 78, and I don't find that to be all that good.
Right. I mean, what's I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'd rank it higher, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do feel like there's probably a negative review bias when it's kind of one of those games you can only play through once in a way.
Yeah, it's true too. I mean, there's not a lot of replayability, so
Yeah,
it's hard for people to find their money's worth nowadays. You know what I'm saying, Mike?
that's a fact.
In the final game, 2019. Oh, you already know
Could
it's
there be
Apex
any other?
Legends. Yeah, I mean,
Could there be any other?
you already know, dude. It's Apex Legends. I was telling you, man. I literally thought I was like, Apex Legends has got to be on this list. There's no way it's not. Sure enough. Yeah. So ever since Fortnite burst on the scene in 2017, studios and publishers were trying to make success and getting in on the slice of action. Fortnite continued to increase popularity, so the number of battle royale games, each hoping to match the game's success. One such game that delivered a great experience and challenged Fortnite was Respawn Entertainment's free-to-play team-based hero shooter Apex Legends. Set within the Titanfall universe, but no Titans in sight, Respawn Entertainment crafted a 60-player battle royale hero shooter that saw teams of 3 drop into the ever-enclosed arena, pitching players against each other in hopes that their team would come out victorious. It was the same addictive loop that had hooked so many with games like Fortnite, but Apex Legends' interesting heroes and well-refined gunplay made this free-to-play shooter stand out and continue to grow its fan base. In fact, the game is almost 5 years on and continues to keep many gamers coming back for more, with a consistent slew of new gameplay updates dropping with the game in full swing for the 20th season. 20 seasons, easy anti-cheat. Bam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, quick little update now that you got the easy anti-cheat. Oh, did I close the article? Oh, shoot. Okay, but basically they said that they've figured out the exploit and they updated the game. It was within the game and it's not possible yet. However, they're not restarting the finals of the ALGS. And
Interesting.
they haven't officially released a statement of how they got in. So
it was within Apex, apparently.
Allegedly. Keep in mind, like, yeah, sure, it's Respawn Entertainment, but Easy Anti-Cheat's also owned by Epic Games. I'm sure there's a bunch of high-level execs that get in a little boardroom of like, we're gonna handle this. Like, how much do you want to tell the public? So
yeah, allegedly. That's a good update.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Close out. Yeah, Mike. I don't know that was the top 10 EA games of the decade, 2010s. What do you think? Think it's a good list, solid list? What are you thinking?
I think we got some years where it just wasn't particularly good. So obviously 2018 with A Way Out only being a 78 Metascore, not particularly well. FIFA 18. Well, actually, that was fine. That's a decent Metascore. But there was one here. Yeah, the worst one had to be 2015.
Yep.
And Star Wars Battlefront
Yep.
only having a Metascore of 73. How bad was it for EA? Maybe they had a bunch of different things going on with the studios. Bunch of different, I don't know. I don't even know, man. Like, just not that good, obviously. 73 is very low for Metascore.
2015, weird year. 2018, weird year. It's kind of just what it is. They definitely see the dips in years, but yeah. I don't know, for those part, especially the early 2010s. That's some bangers, dude. Are we kidding?
They really are, man. Let's see. Oh, that was when Battlefield Hardline came out. That was also Need for Speed No Limits, NBA Live 16, Microsoft The Sims. It looks like an expansion. There was a Star Wars game. Yeah, a couple of expansions in The Sims. Yeah, and then Star Wars Battlefront. So it was just a slow year.
Yeah.
Looks like FIFA 16, NHL 16, they weren't particularly good. Battlefield Hardline, I completely forgot that existed.
Dude, I did too. I remember that was not the best Battlefield game though.
No, it was not.
Oh man.
But I don't think it's a terrible list. I think this is very interesting. We should probably do this more often at the end of our episodes.
Yeah.
Like cover a general thing of hey, this is the overall news, the weekly news that you guys are interested in, and then at the very end do a little bit of a react content. This is a good idea, and I thank you for it.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Star Wars Fallen Order. The Jedi Fallen Order. Really good 2019 game that was overshadowed by Apex, unfortunately, but yeah.
Yeah. Very true. That was a good year for EA.
Yeah. It really was. In the pandemic. And then
I did click on the top 10, I think it said, FIFA games. Number 1 was FIFA 14.
There you go. Okay.
There we go. I knew it was one of the FIFAs in like 13 or 14 that was like amazing.
Yeah.
But Dragon Age Inquisition beat them out. So.
Brother. Good game. Solid game. Can't deny.